guys, it's Alicia. Today's video is another What's for Dinner on WW or Weight Watchers. Now we are on the green plan, but I'm going to be including the points for not only the green, but the blue and purple plans as well for these meals. So let's jump in here and see what we had for dinner this week. Tonight, I'm going to be doing a really quick and easy burrito bake. Now, I think I've shown this before in a What's for Lunch video. This is one that I will do for lunch too, but tonight I'm doing it for dinner because I want something that's really quick and easy. So, I'm going to start off here with a pound of lean ground turkey. And to that, I'm going to add a red onion that I've chopped up. And I'm going to just cook this on a medium heat until that turkey is done and those onions are nice and softened. While my turkey's cooking, I'm going to mix up the next part, and in here I've got a cup of low-fat Bisquick mix, and to that I'm going to add a quarter cup of water and a can of fat-free refried beans, and I'm going to just mix the three of these together real well. Okay, I've got that all mixed together, and I'm going to take this and spread it at the bottom of a 13 by 9 inch casserole dish. I'm going to spray that casserole dish with a little bit of cooking spray first. All right, now that the turkey is done, I'm going to add in a can of this Rotel and a couple tablespoons of McCormick taco seasoning. Stir those both in there. That looks good. So now I'm going to pour this over the top of my bean mixture. And I'm going to top this with a cup of part skim mozzarella and a cup of this Mexican style blend 40% less fat cheese. And I'm going to bake this in my preheated oven at 350 for 30 minutes. This is done, so now I'm going to let it cool for a few minutes and then I will show you a portion size. Alright, this is a serving of that, which is a 1/6. And I think it's a pretty good sized piece. And it is 10 points on all three colors. I added a little bit of fat-free Greek yogurt to the top and a little bit of green onions. But yeah, I love this stuff. It's so good. All that cheese on there. It has to be good, but I'll have my hubby try it on camera. I don't think he has before. It smells so good.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I mean, I like refried beans.
I do too. I love refried beans.
I mean, it's just kind of it's got a lot of substance. I guess hearty would be a word. Mm-hmm. You know, the cheese, of course, is really nice. It's definitely good with the yogurt on top.
Yeah, I don't know that you typically do that, do you? You just grab it and eat it.
That's just because I'm lazy.
I always put that on there. I think it's so good. And for those who do not like the Greek yogurt, you could absolutely put sour cream on there. That'd be good too. But we pretty much just use Greek yogurt anymore. But yeah, 10 points for dinner tonight. Tonight for dinner, I'm going to be doing a 1 skillet cashew chicken. Now I have a video up on this, but I'm going to be making a couple changes to that because when I did that video, I wasn't doing Weight Watchers at the time. So I'm going to just make a couple changes to it to make it a little more Weight Watcher friendly. And that's basically going to be just not coating my chicken with cornstarch and cooking it in olive oil first. I'm going to go ahead and just use cooked chicken without frying it up like that. So first off, I'm going to start with just a little spritz of olive oil in here. Not too much. You don't really even need to use any if you don't want to. I've got my wok on medium-high heat, And to that, I'm gonna add in a orange and a red bell pepper that I've just sliced up, as well as about 12 ounces of broccoli florets that I've cut up into, I don't know, kind of bite-sized pieces. And I'm gonna just cook this in here for a few minutes until both the broccoli and the peppers begin to soften. While the peppers and broccoli are cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and make up my sauce real quick. And that starts out with 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Next is 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. I like the low sodium kind. 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. 2 tablespoons of honey. And a tip on your honey, if your honey gets granulated, like I think you can kind of see that on the side of the jar there, all you have to do to revive it is just pop it in the microwave for a few seconds, and that will kind of bring it back. Honey never goes bad. It literally lasts forever, so just a little tip in case you didn't know that about honey. And then finally 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. And I'm gonna just whisk this all together real well. Now I'm gonna add in about 16 ounces of chopped mushrooms and a bunch of green onions that I've cut up, and a couple teaspoons of minced garlic. I'm gonna just let this cook in here for another minute or 2. And I'm gonna add in 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts that I've chopped up, my sauce, and I forgot to show the ginger. I also grated about a teaspoon of fresh ginger into this. So I'm gonna add that in there. And then finally a couple ounces of cashews. And those are just whole, unsalted and unroasted cashews that I'm using. So now I'm gonna just mix all this together. And I'm gonna let this continue to cook in here until those cashews have softened up nicely. I've let that cook for a few minutes. It is looking done. Those cashews have softened up nicely. So now I will plate some up. All right, here I've got my husband's plate. We get 6 servings of just about 1 3/4 cups. So pretty good sized servings of the cashew chicken. And it is 5 points on green and 4 points on blue and purple for just the cashew chicken. He's also having a ½ cup of brown rice, and the rice is 4 points on green and blue and 0 on purple. So for the 2 of them together, it's gonna be 9 points on green, 8 points on blue, and just 4 points on purple. Now I'm gonna just have the cashew chicken all by itself because I'm not the biggest fan of rice and I don't wanna use 4 points on rice. I'd rather just have the cashew chicken by itself. So I'm gonna have 1 3/4 cups of the cashew chicken, which again is a serving, and that's going to just be 5 points for me. Tonight for dinner, I am keeping it really simple, and I'm gonna be making up some English muffin pizzas. Now, these are something that my mom made when I was a kid, so I love making them now. They kind of remind me of my childhood, and they are very, very simple and quick when you're looking for a quick dinner that you want to just throw together. So I'm gonna start off with these Thomas multi-grain English muffins that I love. I use these for a lot of different things. Actually, this one right here is not multi-grain. This is regular. I ran out of the multi-grain, so I'm throwing this one in for my son, but the rest of them are the multi-grain, and these are great for a lot of different things. These little pieces included. They're 3 points a piece on all 3 colors, and I think there are English muffins out there that are lower in points. If you guys know of any, let me know, but these ones I get at Sam's, so I get them in this double pack, and they're a little cheaper that way, so that's why I get those. I'm gonna start with 6 of these, and I'm gonna just split them open and lay them on this cookie sheet here that I've got lined with parchment paper, like that. And I've got my oven preheating, there it goes right there, at 425. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of olive oil and I'm gonna just spritz it on the tops of these. And I'm gonna bake these in my preheated oven at 425 for about 5 minutes. I just want to kind of crisp them up a little bit with the olive oil, and that's just gonna help when I put the toppings on for them to not get soggy. All right, now that I've let those bake for 5 minutes, I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of this marinara sauce to each one of these. Now, if you want to make your own pizza sauce, you absolutely can. I do a lot of the time, but for something like this, I just want it super, super easy. So I'm just using jarred marinara sauce. All right, now I'm gonna add some part skim mozzarella cheese. I've got 8 ounces here, and I'm gonna just evenly divide this between the 12 of these. Okay, now I'm gonna top these with some of this Mama Cozzi's turkey pepperoni. I love this stuff. I get it at Aldi. And I'm gonna just put 3 slices on each one of these. Now, sometimes I cut these up into little smaller pieces, but I'm in a hurry tonight, so I'm just gonna throw them on whole. And you can also use whatever type of toppings that you want, but the pepperoni is one of our favorites. So that's what I'm going to use. I've also done Hawaiian versions of these with Canadian bacon and pineapple, which I love. Let me know down below if you guys like pineapple on your pizza. That is like one of those things that people either love or hate, and I love it. I've got those all topped with the pepperoni. Now I'm gonna sprinkle on just a little bit of oregano, not very much, on the tops of these. And then on some of them, I'm gonna add a little bit of this crushed red pepper too. Okay, now these are ready to go in the oven at 425 for about 12 to 15 minutes, or until that cheese is nice and melted. All right, I baked those 12 minutes, and that is what they are looking like. Here is a serving of that, which is 1 English muffin split. And that is 7 points on all 3 colors. Along with it, we're having a little bit of fresh broccoli, which is 0 points, for a dinner total of 7 points. And that was dinner this week for us on WW. Hopefully this gave you guys some ideas. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you on the next one.